Hello, very good morning. Muito bom dia. My name is Ana Moreira. O meu nome é Ana Moreira. Hoje tenho o enorme prazer de ter aqui um amigo de um sítio que eu gostei muito, que é o Amir Zoghi. Amir, hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Please come in. Falar de um tema muito especial que nos agrada muito aos dois, por isso eu hoje pus-me aqui à beira das minhas flores para vocês verem o meu jardim maravilhoso.
How are you?
Hello, how are you? Nice to see you again.
Fantastic.
I
Yes,
miss you,
it's
and
been too long.
my audience miss you. We miss you.
I miss you too, and congratulations for your new book you just launched. I've been seeing everywhere all these posts about your new book, and very popular. Fantastic.
Yes,
Well done.
and
That's amazing.
it's amazing. I think the people really are giving a very good feedback about the book because it's very practical book. You know, you don't know anything about diet. You don't know anything about lifestyle, and I give some practical instructions, so to be easy to make life changes, to be with better health. That's the idea of the book.
Fantastic. I'm hoping I can get a signed copy when I'm in Portugal.
But should I translate it first to English?
Yes, we need it. We will do
it in English. I'm looking forward to do a translation to English because I think the knowledge should be around the world. So it's the strength. I have the strength to do it. So Amir, thank you very much.
Nice.
This talk is about your coming up to Europe and especially to Portugal. We are very how do we say, excited about your coming to learn the things that you are willing to tell us. And I love our talks because we never decide what we are going to talk about, so it's okay, something will come up. But first, what I would like you to tell our audience, because I want you to tell our audience today, while they are expecting you live here. You are in the United States now, right?
Yes, I'm in Denver, Colorado, and I was just in Los Angeles before that and Houston before that. So I'm doing a talk here tomorrow, and then finally on Friday, after being here on tour for 3 weeks, I fly back home and see my kids. So
I am in my garden today. Look, my flower.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful.
So, for a person who doesn't know you and doesn't know anything of integrative medicine and doesn't know anything of the consciousness of being in this
Is that a German Shepherd? Huh? Beautiful. That's okay. That's the joys of doing live.
Okay. What do you think is the best advice for people who are now in a bad situation in life? What I feel in my medical practice is that people are much unhappier and much with more diseases than before. And I don't know if it was because we were in houses, closed in our houses with the pandemic situation, or the fear that we feel. But the question is, how do we get out of it? So what do you think it's a good practical thing for people to start doing?
You know, first of all, you know, when life is, I'm a big believer that life is happening for us. So sometimes when things become difficult, we got to understand that the things that are happening are making us stronger, are giving us lessons and helping us grow. If I ever speak to someone who has come out of the darkness and they're now thriving in their life, if I ask them the question, would you change a thing? You know, all the difficulties you went through, all the dark times, would you change that? And they would always say to me, no, I wouldn't change a thing. And I say, why not? And they always say, because it's made me who I am today. It's got me to the place I am today. So sometimes when we're in that difficult time and the hardship, we got to understand that when we've got to be a little bit patient. And the biggest thing you need to grasp is that it's happening for you. Life is not happening to you. Life is happening for you. And it's happening for you in order for you to become the greater version of yourself. You're getting lessons. You're growing your capacity. You're getting experience. And you know, that's the first thing I say about that. And then the second thing is that, you know, we all have this inner wisdom inside of us. And when things become difficult and the lights or the world becomes dark, it's an opportunity for you to find the light within yourself, the light of who you truly are, the greatest version of yourself. And, you know, it's about bringing that light out. You know, in my darkest times, you know, I had the opportunity to reclaim power from all the things that I had power in, whether it's what people thought of me, you know, my financial situation, different things that I had power in the world, you know, how I fit in, and I'm not smart enough, or I'm too young, I'm too old, all the things, when the world crumbles around us, we have the opportunity to rebuild, you know, who we are. So, and I just look, you know, I mean, I'm doing a talk here tomorrow about finding your inner genius, and I'm a big believer that every single one of us, you know, especially me, you know, like I failed, you know, when I only just passed high school. I never went to university. I'm not as educated as you are, and I admire you and your education and your knowledge. But from you know, failing high school and never going to university, I've, you know, accomplished so much. You know, I'm now a commercial pilot. I have in my own aviation business. I've got, you know, high-paying coaching clients all around the world. I get to travel around the world and speak. You know, and this is purely on the basis of me finding my inner wisdom. My you know, I lacked the knowledge part, you know, so I didn't have the strengths of knowledge. You know, I actually had problems learning when I was in school. Believe it, I would be put in a special dyslexia class, you know, because I had struggles of reading, right? So, you know, I couldn't rely on that. I had to rely purely on my heart's desire. You know, that's, you know, our wisdom, if you like. And by following your true feeling, your love, your soul, it guides you not only out of the darkness, not only out of the difficult times, but it puts you into a flow state. You have the opportunity, you know, to grand ideas, solutions, you know, business models, everything comes to you.
Yes.
And
yes, it's very
yes,
interesting what you are saying, because the fact that you did not went to college, that is not any kind of a stop, or how do you say, it doesn't stop you for being a successful and a great person. That is question number
yes,
one, statement number one. But
yeah,
also there is because sometimes the more educated you are, the more bad beliefs you have that you cannot do it alone, and that beliefs are negative in the way that they don't let you achieve the best version of yourself. In that sense, we
Yes.
can go by that area. But your story is a story of success, and you made it by yourself, and you made it because you could enlighten your, whatever you want to call it, your light, your lamp, and
Yes.
it's beautiful because we don't have all to go to higher education to be happy or to be whatever. We need everyone to have roles and papers in our life. What comes to me is that is a good example for people to believe in their selves and their inner power. I don't know, how do you like to call it, in your inner self, in your inner life, in your heart, in your capacity of put things to realize, to make things happen, let us say like this. So you are a
Yes.
good example
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and today I get to not only be that example, I teach others how to do that. You know, how to tap into your inner genius. Your genius has got nothing to do up
I
here.
believe
It's
that.
got to do with your wisdom. They say knowledge is power. And I mean, it's not that it's not power, but I believe our truest power is not knowledge, it's wisdom. And wisdom is when you have had a direct experience of your knowledge. When you have experience of your knowledge, it becomes wisdom.
That's why
So you know,
in
not
the
only
old
am I,
days the younger
yeah,
used to talk more with all the oldest ones, with the eldest ones, and that is what we call wisdom of life, because that person is old, 70, 80 years old, so it went through a lot, and it maybe
yes,
it doesn't have any kind of higher education, but learn from itself. That's why I am a very fan of us talking to old people, because this old people wisdom
yeah,
is actually when you went through something through your life, and then you like you swallow it, and you are showing to someone
yeah,
just the best part, and that is very interesting what you are saying. I believe that also.
yeah. It's you know, when I'm doing my events anywhere around the world, you don't get like 18 and 19-year-old unless their parents sent them, right? Usually you're getting someone in my seminars who are, you know, 30 above, you know, 40s, 50s. And the reason you get those people is because those people have fallen over many of times, and they've had the experience, and they're looking for, how do I get back up, you know, and how do I not fall over again? Where, you know, the person who's 18, they still need to fall over. They need to go and they need to fall. I mean, my daughter's 4 years old. I know she has to fall. I know she's going to scratch her knee and
Yeah.
hurt her elbow. That's life, you know. So it's always wise to go and seek advice from someone who's fallen many times before you and has walked the path, or their
The,
path,
the question
before
is,
you.
I agree with everything that you say, but my belief is
Mm,
that when you work on yourself, like you teach
yeah,
people doing, you don't suffer so much, because of course that we suffer for experience, and I start asking you what you think about people being unhappy in a certain way, and it's okay to see that is a learning and something that we have sometimes to go through by life. But the question is, and what
yeah,
about if we start learning more about ourselves, and these blockages that we don't know that we have, but we do have, because of our beliefs and because of our conflicts and because of our traumas, and that those issues don't let us be the best version of ourselves. So I think that's why
Yeah.
your coaching and your groups sessions are so helpful, because in a certain way people work on themselves.
I'm dropping out. My headphones just dropped out. I just missed the
What
last
I
bit of what you
said
said.
is that when you work on yourself and try to reach some conflict, some trauma, some unconscious belief that doesn't let you be the best version of yourself, you don't have to fall
Yes.
and go down there to learn something. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes. No. Absolutely. I think at some point, you know, I think we do fall, and then at some point we come to realize, you
Yeah.
know what, I don't need to continue to fall, you know, and the reason I'm falling is because I don't know myself. My relationship or my connection with myself is not deep enough. And the work that I am sharing with people is all about self-realization. It's about realizing the true essence of the self. It's not self-development. It's not personal development. It's self-realization. And this is something that people need to also realize for themselves. You need to realize who you are. Now, yes, we all have these barriers, you know, within ourselves. One of my favorite quotes from Rumi is that our task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within ourselves that we have built against it. You know, and it's, you know, and that's the same with, you know, whether it's love or it's your empowerment, your self-realization. It's not something you seek. It's just, it's about removing the barriers that we have built against love. We have built against, you know, our true essence, our inner genius. So my work has been primarily about supporting people to remove the barriers. You know, there's sometimes people think they need to fix themselves as though they're broken, and they think to themselves, you know, there's something wrong with me. There's not. All you need to do is remove the barriers. My work is not about trying to get people to fix, improve, or change. It's about getting them to realize. And when you realize who you are, you change, you transform. But the attempt is not trying to change anything. Change happens as you become aware of your own self-empowerment, of your own self-realization, of your own inner genius. As you realize yourself, your life changes. The other way, when we just focusing on just trying to fix, improve, or change things, it's temporary. We fix something because we think there's something wrong with us. And then we get a temporary result. You know, it doesn't give us a complete satisfaction. Sometimes I talk to people about maybe, you know, you have a goal or you want to achieve something, and you know when it's true for you, Anna, because when it's true for you, you, even without accomplishing the results or the outcome, you feel alive. You feel, you know, almost like you still have you have arrived. When we're trying to, when our goals are driven by fixing something, improving something, or changing something, in other words, we are in judgment of ourselves, we are in judgment of our life circumstances. When our goals are driven by that space, then when and if we accomplish those goals, we feel like, is that all? I thought I would have arrived. And you realize, you know, suddenly you need the next goal. You know, if you were making $1 million, you now need $10 million. If you had 100 likes on Instagram, you now need 1,000 likes or followers. It never ends. It's like a treadmill that you're on. The faster you run on that treadmill, the faster it goes. And before you know it, you can't get off the treadmill. So it all comes down to, you know, where your ambition, your inspiration, your love, or your goals, you know, or even your purpose is coming from. If it's coming from, you know, I'm not enough, I lack, I'm in judgment of myself, then what you're trying to do is your goals are then about fixing, improving, changing, or getting rid of something in life. There's a true empowerment when your goals or the things that you're thriving, your purpose, anything that you're trying to achieve in your life is coming from a place where you feel content, you feel happy, right? That person is always unstoppable. The person who finds happiness in who they are, and whatever they do, whatever they touch turns into gold. Do you understand? But the reason the other person who doesn't, everything doesn't turn into gold, it turns into shit, if you like, is because they're relying on that goal to make them happy. So therefore, you're driven from an attachment. You have all these expectations, and it doesn't matter what you achieve. It doesn't matter like how much money, what your status or credibility is. You feel inside unfulfilled. You still feel like you're not enough.
And that is a cause of unhappiness, because you are never satisfied. You rely on that more $1 million to be happy. And when you get that $1 million, you need $10 million, or the same with the cars or with the wives. One wife is not enough.
Right. Well, sometimes, Anna, it's about having children, and then it's like, when are the kids going to move out?
I understand.
It's always like the grass is greener on the other side.
But do you think that is because it's a mind status versus a heart status? Because when you pursue something and the goal is you are driven by this electromagnetic field of your heart, it's never wrong. I don't know how you can call it inner self or heart status or heart coherence, but that is, you are happy on that status. And the beginning of my conversation was exactly to see if you agree with me that this unhappy status, although I agree with you that we are in a learning process, but sometimes I see people suffering more than what they should suffer. And I think because they are on the mind status versus heart heart.
Absolutely. I agree. I agree with that. I think that they get into the mind status because they're trying to figure out how to get out of this, right? And the mind status also is always about, energy that you could receive. You're looking at, how can I fix this? How can I get myself out of this? It's, if you're in a relationship, it's like, how can I get more love? How can I get more gifts? How can I, it's about what can I receive, right? Where the heart status, right, is about what you can give, right? It changes. Now, the mindset between what can I receive and what can I give? I know it sounds wonderful, to give, and it's probably more loving for me to say that, but that's not what it's about. When your mindset is about what you can give, you're telling yourself you have it to give it. Do you understand? So your life transforms because, and of course it's nice to give, and it's maybe, it's a loving thing to do, but it's not about that for me. Do you understand? Because sometimes when someone's just trying to be loving, they suppress themselves. They make themselves less, and they make everyone else more important, which is a misinterpretation of what love is. But anyway, my point is that when you're coming from the heart, it's about what you have to give. And when you give that, or when you allow, whether it's words, whether it's an idea, whether it's a solution, when you allow that to move you, and you form, a book or a product or a service, right there, it's a giving process, and it changes your mindset completely. When you go into your mind up here, intellectual, it's about what can I receive? How can we? Okay, we're now at this status. How can we make more money? How can we grow? And again, nothing wrong with that. It's just that is going to change your entire reality. and you end up on the treadmill again. And you know the biggest difference between the heart and the head, you have to make it happen. It's almost like a force. When you're coming from the heart, it's about allowing it to happen. It's about letting it happen. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean it happens by itself. It happens through you. But the energy is about allowing rather than
and
forcing.
I think you have another difference. I don't know if you agree, but the mind is always black and white, right and wrong, 0, 1.
Yes.
And it's like a bipolar status. And the heart is, like you said, happening. But sometimes when you want a project and you let it through the heart, and if that project doesn't accomplish or whatever, it's because it doesn't have to be accomplished by some reason that sometimes we don't understand. Don't you agree?
Yes, and sometimes it's not yet time to be accomplished. Sometimes it's on its way to be accomplished, and we're just thinking, oh, it didn't happen. No, it's happening. Just stay with it and trust the process.
That's what, you know, the thought that I had when I was writing the book and thinking about the book. Always my thought was, more people can have more health status. Yes,
and that's what you would love to give, right? That's
never
a
status or never money, or because a book doesn't give you money. If people think that, it's wrong. But it gives like it's the thought and the coherence that I made for myself was to people love reading it and to put it in practice to have more health. And you know what I'm receiving from feedback is that it's so easy to read, like if I was talking to the person in that moment. And that's very interesting because that's exactly what my main goal was, to write the book.
Yeah, that's amazing. I bet it's more fulfilling for you, for yourself, you know, and you also have less expectation.
Because you do it because you want people to improve whatever reason, to be happier, to be healthier. In my case was to make people healthier, because I think that we as humanity are not healthy enough. We should be more healthier than what we are. And so I tried to come to the put people attention in some issues like the diet, like the sleep, like the emotional language that they should have to be happier and healthier, because I think also they are very connected, the healthier status and the happier status.
Yeah, because I mean, without health, what would you have? You don't have health, you don't have anything, right?
That's exactly one of the things I say in the book, because I say that some people that are against this theory say that why shouldn't we eat everything that we want? Why shouldn't we drink everything that we want? So it's like we are going to die anyway. So we die happy because we eat what we want. And for those theories, I say in the book that it's very interesting, because when it's your birthday, everyone asks for, I want for this year, I want health. I want to be healthier, right? So why don't you put it in your list, in your to-do list? So just it's not, the problem is that sometimes when you want to eat everything that you want, that is not a healthier or happier status. That's the problem that I think that people don't realize. And Why do people, I never understood why people smoke if it's all written in all books that smoking is bad for you.
You know what would change things, Anna? If we had our lungs on the outside of our body,
Yes.
everybody will stop smoking because they would have black lungs, right? I think more people
Yes.
would do more to look good
Yes.
than
It's
actually
very
be
interesting
alive.
what you say, because I say something similar. I in the beach,
Yeah.
you see people burning at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, just burning in
Yeah.
1 o'clock
Yeah.
in summer. You see them in Australia. I see them everywhere. So I always say,
Yeah.
if people on that summer could get skin cancer, if it's a time related, more close time related, people wouldn't do that. People do that because
Yeah.
your body is going to accumulate that stress, like the
Yeah.
tobacco, like smoking, and then the disease comes. So it's very, we think very much the same, Amir.
I know, and I'm a big fan of eating to live rather
Yes.
than living to eat, as they say.
But I
No?
my belief, what I see from seeing so many patients, is that the food industry is all very, how could you say, compromise this word. So
Yeah.
the things that they put in food, so that food additives that you feel like
Yeah.
eating that, it makes you want to eat things that you shouldn't. And until you
Yeah.
realize, like you say, until you get awareness of that, you will keep on eating. It's the
Absolutely.
same thing of the
That's it.
tobacco.
And
So you know that it's bad for you, but you don't get awareness in real. You know from here, but you
yeah.
don't know from
Yeah.
down there. So
And that's what I'm saying,
yeah.
knowledge is up here, but wisdom is in your heart. And wisdom is when you experience that. Now you really know. Before it's just somebody told you, you
But
read it in a book. That's not power.
Amir,
Power is when you
when
really know.
when we
Yeah.
when the
Yeah.
people get a disease, want to do everything. They want to eat
Yeah.
better. They stop smoking. The majority stop smoking, and want to sleep better. And the question is, why don't you do it while you can? Why you are not sick? That is my main question in life. That's
Yeah. Yeah, and it's the same with the mindset stuff. Sometimes people wait until they're in a very dark place before they start to look at themselves and actually start that deeper realization, deeper relationship with themselves. It's like start now because like you want to equip yourself now. You want to grow yourself now because it's going to change your life from now rather than when things
Yes,
turn
I
dark.
really, really, really am a big fan of that theory. I think that we should work on
Yeah,
ourselves. We should eat better. We should sleep better. We should see what, how do you say, our beliefs that don't let you be better. And
yeah,
it gives a little bit of a work situation. We have some work, and sometimes we suffer, but I think it's worse when you just go through life and expect that something bad happens to you.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's why you
Agree.
are coming to Oporto in October.
We're gonna continue this
Yes,
conversation live in person in Porto. I moved my whole event after
I
I
did
met you,
it.
Anna. I moved everything. You, you, I mean, your energy is so amazing, and I wanted to be, around more people like yourself. So I moved from
So
Lisbon to Porto.
everyone that likes me in some point of their life will be there to see you. I can guarantee that, because those who are listening to us and those who follow me and those who are my patients from a long time will be there to see you, because that was a sweet thing to do, and we are so happy that you did it. And I think it will be amazing. It will be a major event. We will have Thursday the 12th.
The 12th. Yeah.
A Kátia sabe.
October
Kátia, confirma a data, por favor. Kátia knows, she's over there. I think it's 12th of October, right?
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah.
That will be
Thursday, the 12th of October.
And after dinner, everyone will be joining us. That will be a free event, although people have to bring food or clothes so that we can take to these institutions. Yes, donations. And that will be 21 o'clock. So after dinner, Thursday, 12th October. And then on Saturday, all day, Amir will be talking about what, Amir?
Yeah. My event on the Saturday is a full one-day event. It's called Limitless. So some of the things we've been talking about, that's and you're going to be there yourself, right? You're going to be my guest there. So,
but I will be quiet.
I will have a seat reserved for you. No problem. No problem. So Anna, how do people register for the free event on the 12th of October?
We already made a link for inscriptions, and we will put it here in the how do you say this, bio link, or after the video will be here in Instagram, and then we will put some more posts in Instagram and Facebook. Also, we will be making email marketing for those who want to register and want to apply. The free inscription on Thursday will be limited to the places in the room. I think it's 120 places. And so it's not too much. So do sign in, because I will not accept, oh, I want a place.
Yeah. I've already told my guys, I've got a whole crew who are flying with me. They're already booked. So there's already like 20 places booked up.
And then on Saturday, I think it will be through your web, right?
Yes, if anyone's interested in the Limitless event on the Saturday, if they just go to the link in my bio in my Instagram, they'll find the link there. I think also
our people should put it here to make everyone's easier to sign in.
Yeah, well, I'm sure if we have places available still for the Saturday, we will make it available on the Thursday. Yeah.
Amir, thank you very much. Yeah. It's always a pleasure talking to you. I believe that we are making limitless people with our talks. So let us keep on working on this idea. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. We got to do this again. Next time you and I talk, I'll be back in Australia.
I don't know, in 2 weeks or so, we will be giving another lecture for the event in Oporto in October. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys. Thank you.